Welcome back. It's Thursday. What's going on, everybody? It's Comics and Cold Ones. JP and Pope Grimy coming at you live. What's
Hello,
going on?
community. What is going on? It has been wild.
In the words,
I've got to be fucking tired as shit.
in the words of Will Smith, would you say it's wicka 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 wow, wicka wow? Oh man, what's up? We got
So,
who we got in the chat so far, man?
I was going to jump in there and say we have got Joker M21. We got Tacoma Comics. We have Pope Steve. And we got JD in the house. He says, Shark Tits, JP, what is up?
Indeed. I assume you're Shark Tits. That's your new name, Shark Tits. Oh,
and we
man.
had the amazing Murphinator who was here pretty early, but he got no piece still with us.
Yeah, sorry. We had a little later than I anticipated, but had to deal with my had to deal with my daughter for a second. Excuse me. Dang, that's no way to start the show with yawns. You're gonna have a great show tonight.
Got nice cover, bro.
What's up? Okay. All right. Hold on 1 second. I'll be right back. You hold.
All right, I guess it's on me, guys. Nice cover, bro. Who are you asking about the fan expo? You asking me or you asking JP? Uh-oh. Got Mr. C. Wood up in here. The toothpick flicking mofo. Well, you just met the toothpick dodging champion right here. I know how to dodge a wrench, so I could definitely dodge a toothpick. What's up, guys? It is the Pope Show, Miss Explained. How's it going? I guess I'll jump in. I went to the Lexicon on Saturday. I know JP went on out there to C2E2, and I know you got a good majority of you had a blast. Probably met up with them. But at C2E2, I met up with some really cool artists. I ran into Dan Mendoza, the man himself. That was pretty badass. I met. Here, let me just go ahead and show you some stuff that I got signed. So one of the things I got signed was by Mitch Gerardis. I can never say his last name right, but it's the guy who did Mr. Miracle. And this dude was really cool. And I'll tell you a little story about him. I got another copy of issue 1 signed. Then I got the Foily issue 7 signed. Now the thing with him, he's a really cool guy. We were sitting there talking to him, and I bought a couple of prints off of him. I bought this print off of him. It's pretty nice. This wasn't my first choice, but I went ahead and got it because I liked it. I'll tell you, this was my second choice of a print, which is pretty awesome. And this last print was pretty funny because, like, Mitch, David Finch, and Azzarello were all in, like, There were 3 tables all like lined up with each other, and they pretty much had like the same team kind of working for them as far as like selling prints and like collecting everybody's payments and stuff. Well, one of the guys was telling Mitch that this print that I got, which was my favorite print, he said, man, why'd you get so many of those prints? He's like, those things will fucking never sell. He's like, you bought so many of them. And when I asked for this print, Mitch just started laughing. He was like, "Hey man, that guy over there said I'd never sell any of these, and this is my #1 seller." And here it is.
That's awesome. Dark Side.
Yeah, it's Dark Side, basically just like eating a carrot from a vegetable tree.
Man, the chat exploded. We got Hazel Dan in the chat. Comics Mist Explain. Need Mo Comics. Sunshine collects things. What's going on, folks? Good to see you all tonight.
Oh, Tacoma says it's Mitch Gerads. Thank you.
We got Discovery Bay. Well, I'll tell you what. As a matter of fact, let me just do this real quick since we got Discovery Bay in the chat. I had the privilege of meeting Discovery Bay over the weekend, of course, at C2E2. And if you guys look in the description below, you will see that Discovery Bay is, in fact, our YouTuber Spotlight of the Week. Because this dude is bringing his game every day. He brings his amazing game out, supporting all the different channels in the community. Through rain or shine, the man's putting out content, supporting other channels. So big shout out to him. Keep doing what you're doing, man. It's always good to see you. And it was a privilege to meet you in person. So if you guys aren't subbed up to Discovery Bay, if you watch this on the rewind, his link for his Instagram and his YouTube account is in the description below. So sub him up, share the love. Sorry, that was my my perfect segue.
We even got Silver Dave popping up in the chat. What's up, man? I haven't seen you in the chat in a while. You doing all right, brother? We also got Brandon Stawinski. Welcome to the show, guys.
Got Prowler 671. What's going on? But yeah, I don't know what you got to touch on. Sorry, I had to handle a child duty.
Child duty. Oh, here.
But I have a package to open from Tacoma Comics tonight. So I'm looking forward.
I already opened mine.
Well, you had no excuse to wait. I did. I didn't get it until I got back. I think I got it on Tuesday, finally, after I got back from Chicago and got to the back to my normal life. So got to the post office on Tuesday and picked it up, and I just went ahead and cut the tape before we went live, and I'll show off what Mr. Tacoma sent me here in a little bit. But I'm sure. So you kind of touched base on Lexicon already?
Yeah, I just told him about Mitch Gerads.
Well, if you guys aren't aware, our friend Sora Sung launched her Kickstarter 24 hours ago, and before 24 hours is up, she's already broke $25,000.
So yeah, she is funded.
What's that?
He said she is funded.
She was fully funded in 16 minutes. I'm very excited for her. She and I talked a lot about it over the weekend and whatnot. She will be on our show with us next week to talk about that Kickstarter. But if you guys want to go ahead and support her, just go to Kickstarter and look up Carnal Confessions or Sora Sung. Regardless, the support's always appreciated within this community, of course, and Kickstarters are a big thing for Pope and I that we support a lot. So we'll be happy to have her on. Pretty close to the 1 year anniversary of our first show with her, which was last May, I believe. So yeah, it's pretty close to a 1 year anniversary. of having her on. So she was our first ever guest. So it's kind of cool to see our show come full circle from the air.
I thought you were going to say she's going to be our last. See you later, guys.
Oh gosh, I tell you what, man. Yeah, I'll talk about C2E2 a little bit, but as far as for us doing the show and everything, C2E2 was a pretty good hit for us. We got um, some good guests lined up down the road. Some that I'm very excited about. Some that I just happened to fall into a conversation with them. I got to spend a large portion of my time with Jeremy Whitley, the writer of Princeless. If you guys are familiar with that independent title, it's a great fun title. He also is the writer of Wasp and Ant-Man. So, anyways, I got to know him quite a bit over the weekend, and I'm sure he'll be joining us at some point to talk about Princeless. You got Naz Pacino. What's going on? Yeah, man, I got your books all packed up and ready to go. I'll be shipping out everyone's books tomorrow back to you from C2E2, whether it was signatures or purchases, whatever. It all ships out tomorrow. I got it all ready to go finally. Nice, sunshine. Real nice.
I know, right? Talk about throwing someone under a bus.
I got back from Chicago at 7:30 Monday morning. I wasn't about to do a show. I was dead. 15 hours in the car, and yeah, it was rough. Yeah, I haven't even recovered yet. I'm with you, Discovery Bay. Like going from a week off of work, doing C2E2, and then going right back into overnights has just been like brutal. Like I literally feel like I'm a zombie right now, but it's all good. I was worn down to a nub. But hey, do you guys want to see literally the only thing I got for myself from C2E2 because I spent so much time doing services for others? I will say that the only book that I got for myself was this lovely Paul Green variant, exclusive, whatever, of Darth Talon from Star Wars Legacy.
Hey, I thought you were only allowed to spend $5.
What's that?
That you're only allowed to spend $5 on yourself.
Yeah, well, I doubled it. Limited to 500, man. First of all, if you guys know anything about me and Star Wars, Darth Talon is my favorite Sith. And when I saw that Paul Green was doing a cover, I was like, hell yeah. And they're only $10 at the show, so
that's nice.
It was very nice. So that was the only book that I actually picked up for myself. I did get a couple AOKs from other YouTubers while we were there, so big shout out to Brandon Stawinski and A Poor Man's Comics. Let's see here. I'll show you what Poor Man's Comics gifted me. You guys want to see this? I haven't shown this on Instagram yet, so if you follow me on Instagram, I've been kind of showing daily pictures of different creators I've met and stuff and whatnot. But Friday night, I got invited over to the Comic Core house, if you want to call it that, where the Comic Core were staying, and a lot of JD was there, A Poor Man's Comics. I mean, everyone from the Comic Core was there. That was their Discovery Bay. I didn't know he was going to be there, so that was a pleasant surprise. And meeting Carson and Drew Manchu. I mean, it was cool. Comics Misexplained was there, so it was an awesome house full of people. So when I get there, crack open a beer, and the first thing that happens basically is A Poor Man's Comic comes and says, "I got this for you." And I'm like, man, I saw that on the auction. We had the auction on that 8-hour auction we had, and I was like,
turn to page 7. Turn to page 7.
But then it gets better because he's like, "Oh, you got to flip it over. There's something else for you," and boom, Haley the Hooters girl. Lord, man. That's exactly it's classic Texas, man. I just like I didn't even know they make things like this. This is beyond comprehension for me. So huge shout out to you, Mr. A Poor Man's Comics. Always a pleasure getting something completely unexpected from a YouTuber.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful, beautiful stuff.
Um, exactly. So yeah, to answer your question, Nas, basically I had picked up a few copies of the exclusive C2E2 Dark Red, but I guess I didn't pick up. I shorted someone, so I gave them the copy I picked up for myself. So not a big deal. It's all good. Uh, but yeah, all in all, I mean, oh, I'll show you what Brandon Stawinski gifted me. Now, the funny thing about seeing all these people in person, you know, is apparently myself. I must be like the shortest YouTuber known to man. So um, all these guys are like giants. Brandon Stawinski was no exception. And saw him, and he came up to me. I was in the George Perez line, waiting to get my cigs for Pope and I. And he brought me this book called Kringle. I guess it doesn't come out till Christmas from Source Point Press. It was signed by, I think, the writer. And yeah. So I guess it comes out this Christmas. So here's an early preview. Not sure if I'm supposed to say that.
Very nice.
So pretty cool. And then basically the rest of the time at C2E2, I was tracking down signatures and exclusives and
He's getting
what's up, Lindsay?
and nobody else.
What's that?
I said you were getting SIGs for me and nobody else.
Oh gosh, I I have so many C2E2 stories. I don't know. I'm pretty sure Stephanie Hans hates my guts. So, I have Tacoma to thank for that.
Oh.
But it was interesting. Like, I mean, I know she's French, so I don't take it too personal. But she definitely, I think, it had enough of JP by the time I was done with the C2E2. She was just, oh look, it's you again. I mean, we had some good conversations about Dye. She really didn't like the fact that I did that Instagram live video, which, I mean, I guess in hindsight, I should probably ask before I just flip the camera on. But you know what? It's a public. Scotty Young was cool as hell when I did he was the first one I did the Instagram live video with, as far as creators go. Yeah, it was all good. I broke up the Han stuff between 3 days though, so so it was just the Saturday that got me because she had a long line, and I kind of broke it down to like since the majority of books that were sent to me from various YouTubers was Stephanie Hans, Dye covers, of course, and Art Germ was pretty much the main two people that anyone sent. So what was the single craziest thing that happened during the C2E2 weekend for me? Saturday night, I got invited to celebrate our friend Sora. Her birthday was Monday, so we celebrated Saturday. And yeah, like it was, as soon as the con opened, we got on a party bus kind of thing, and we went off to this bar / restaurant, and it kind of I got drunk. I'm not gonna lie. I definitely, my sister had to get me back to the hotel room. But it was crazy because I sitting next to, like, if you guys know, like I'm a huge Jamie Tyndall fan, and you know, Sora's group of friends are all creators, of course. So you have myself, my sister, Jen Broomall, who's been on our show a couple times with her husband Shane. They were there. Jamie Tyndall, Jason Metcalf. Who else? Oh, Alana Waffles. You know, the cosplay chick that I had no idea she was a cosplay chick until after the fact. She was there with the girl that works for Frank Cho and comic sketch art. Kreese Lee was there. My new best friend, by the way. I'm just gonna claim that now. He's my new artist friend. Love that kid. He's awesome. Um, oh, Ryan Kincaid and his wife were there. So uh, it was just, you know, like it was a very surreal moment when I look over to my left and, you know, Jamie Tyndall is my dinner partner for the night, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, it was a really weird moment when you realize, you know, dang. Um, but yeah, it was pretty awesome. It was this weird, like, they had open mic night at this bar, so we all got the waiter got us all together, and we all sang happy birthday to Sora in front of this whole bar. So that was pretty fun. Um, you know, but that, I mean, that was, I wouldn't say crazy, but that was probably one of the more wild things that happened, I guess. Like a lot of flapjacks, huh?
That's what I was laughing
um, but yeah, I mean, I got a ton of C2E2 stories. You know, I do apologize for anyone that tried to say hello to me and I wasn't able to uh, speak as much as I would have liked. Um, but yeah, that was a good time. I don't know anything crazier. I mean, it was cool to meet all the different YouTubers. It was much, I think it was much bigger YouTube community presence than the Dallas Fan Expo where we all met last year and had dinner and stuff. It was cool to see the Blaster Assassin guys again. Um, all of them this time. We got to meet Paul and his wife, so you know that was really cool. Uh, just I mean, meeting everyone in general was really cool, and just you know, seeing everyone in their non YouTube mode, you know, like just having beers with some guys and shooting shit. Um, but yeah, there was a ton of experiences. That George Perez was like one of the coolest cats in the world, man. I really wish this next generation of creators would take a page from him because he was extremely. I guess I was talking to Sunshine about it last night, you know, just from our experiences, and truly for me, the way George Perez handles his business, it was like he was there to see you versus you there to see him, and it's just really surreal, you know, like just the amount that that guy has given um, to the the community. I mean, the giving back to the fans, giving back to comics. It was just a crazy thing, you know. Scotty Young was pretty fun to mess with and to converse with. Um, but yeah, I mean, I could talk about C2. We can make this whole show about C2E2, but um, I didn't really want to do or show anything until we did our show together tonight. As far as doing like a haul video or anything like that, because I have, oh gosh, I have so many different signatures and stories and things that I can share. Um, I spent like the total of 2 hours with Art Germ between all of this, just you know, chatting with the guy and Derek Chu. Um, Derek Chu is a cool dude as well. If you guys don't know him, um, he was the poor kid was like, you know, he's there signing his own stuff, but he was literally working for Art Germ because Art Germ's line was so long, like it was just so many people. Um, but yeah, it was yeah. Like I said, I could talk about it at nauseum, and there's so many great stories, and I could still come up with even more great stories, you know, around the events and just the stuff that you know just in general, just doing Chicago. You know, we started out the Thursday with my sister and I doing the mob tour of the city, so that was kind of fun. You know, I got to go to Harry Carey's restaurant, and that was pretty cool. If you're a baseball fan, you know you gotta love some Harry Carey. But I will say, for those that unique items that there's only one of a kind. The first thing, Saturday morning, I got in early for some reason. They let us in early, good timing or what have you. Um, I got in early Friday. I got in early, so Friday morning. I take that back. So Friday morning, I got in early, like 9 o'clock, and just walking around, taking some pictures of all the things, and I'm just actually I was trying to map out all the exclusives, so I could get everyone's exclusives done, and thankfully some of the booths were like, yeah, I'll sell them to you early. So I was like, oh, thank the Lord, I don't have to wait in line. But I saw my friend Sora when she came through the door, and you know she was feeling under the weather, so I helped her set up her booth and everything, and then she hands me the plaque, the plaque that goes to her booth. She's like, here you go, hon, you can have this. Um, so yeah, she signed it and remarked it for me before we left on Sunday. She put the I because she's watching me, like whatever that means. What's that?
So the all-seeing eye of
Yeah,
Sora.
exactly. So, anyways, man, she's such a nice fun lady. But yeah, I don't know. We might do this for a giveaway or something down the road here.
One variant cover to rule them all.
Exactly. But yeah, yeah, I got all kinds of interesting things. Her and Jen, they signed some shirts from some Comics and Cold One shirts for us, so that's pretty cool. Uh, one of them's going to be for a giveaway, and then the other one is kind of for me to get framed at some point because it's I don't know, because for some reason Sora wrote tits across the freaking shirt. I don't know. I mean, whatever. But yeah, it's yeah, you go name drop. That's what you got to do. You know, if you want to be the cool kids, you got to say, you know, JP, right?
I was on a show once.
Yeah, just name drop as whatever helps you with in your comic collecting ways. But yeah, I don't know, man. Mark Silvestri was pretty cool. That was one of those like iconic moments, meeting one of your like rock star idols, because you know, let's face it, Silvestri and McFarlane, those guys are like kind of like they were kind of like the rock stars of the comic community in the '90s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
that was kind of interesting. Then there's just, you know, there's actually there's so many C2E2 stories that I could share with everyone. I could take this whole show and fill up with different stories. Like we should start taking bets on if I'll ever get my Ali Garza commission. You know,
Dude, I still can't believe it. You're like, man, he promised me he's gonna have it done.
yeah,
He's like, I'm gonna get it this week. No.
he yeah, he did offer me a refund at the show. And according to my friend, I should have taken the refund. I'm like, good to know in hindsight, you know. So we'll see. Um, we'll see.
Has he even started on the damn thing?
You know, here's the funny thing about that. He kept looking under the table, like he had it under the table. Like he's like, well, you know, he's looking like I'm like, what are you looking at? I can guarantee there's nothing down there. And I'm like, I'm 100% certain that he has not started my commission. It's been 1 year. I told him on Sunday because he. So I stopped by on Friday. I'll just tell you the story because I'm just laughing at it now because I don't have any whatever. I stopped by on Friday. I was like, hey man, I just want to see if you had that commission ready for me. As we talked about in the messenger, and he said, oh, I'll have it ready for you tomorrow. I was like, well, I'll just come back on Sunday, and they'll give you the weekend or whatever. And he's like, no, I'll definitely have it ready tomorrow. I was like, okay, well, I'll see you Sunday. You know, at this point, I'm being a little bit sarcastic because I realize that ain't gonna be ready.
Hold on.
Exactly. So then he has his wife take my phone number, and whether she actually did or not, she pretended to put it in her phone, whatever. I'll text you if it's done early. I was like, that's fine. I'll be back on Sunday no matter what. So I go back on Sunday. His wife isn't there; it's just him. And I was like, yeah, I just want to check on that commission, And he's looking under the table. Like there's gonna be someone there that's like, oh, you mean this one?
Like the little midget's gonna just
Exactly. At this point, my gut is in my stomach because I realized that this is never going to happen. And he's like, well, I can just give you a refund. And mind you, I'm super chill. I'm patient as the day is long. I was like, I said that's fine. I was like, if you think you can get it done, I was like, but I did want to tell you happy 1 year anniversary because it's been 1 year since I paid for that commission. And he looks at me like he doesn't know what to say, right? He's like, well, do you want to take some books for your weight? He's like, I was like, no, I don't want your books. I was like, I just want the commission. So whenever you get to it, that'd be great. Um, he's like, well, I promise you won't be disappointed for your patience or whatever. I was like, all right, well, have a good day. And then I just walked away.
I thought you were gonna be like when he said like there won't be any disappointments. You're gonna be like too late.
I should have. Like, well, you can't be any more disappointed than I already am. But whatever. It makes me feel bad. It's just like
that it's gonna be a head turkey droid. Like did he? I think he was looking at her table because he didn't want to make eye contact with you, or maybe he thought that you weren't gonna see him or something. He just thought.
I should have just wiped out all the books on his table. I'm like, I think this will cover my weight. He has like no books to sell.
You want some complimentary convention water?
Pretty much. I got some leftover food from the restaurant last night.
Oh man.
Hey, you guys, make sure you check out the comic cats. They're in the chat. So, yeah, he was definitely looking for an escape hatch. You're absolutely right, Pupsy.
He's like, it's under here. So,
like, I know I have this tunnel. There's all kind of tunnels in Chicago. Prohibition, baby. Oh Lord. But yeah, I don't know, man. I was talking to some of my
his smoke bomb didn't go off, so you just see like a little drizzle going. He's like, give it a second. Give it a second.
I'm a ninja. False. But yeah, it's I don't know, man. It'll happen. It'll happen when it happens. I don't know. Everyone seems to think that I should have just taken the refund, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. All right. Oh man.
I mean, my first thought when he offered the refund was like, "Well, I wonder how long it's gonna take to get that," But I didn't want to be a complete dick, But that did cross my mind. Like, is that gonna be the next year? I'll have to wait a year for the refund. So what's the difference?
If you would have asked for the refund, it would have been funny if you pulled out that little card reader and plugged it into your phone. It was just like, can I see your credit card, please?
Exactly. I'll borrow your squared. I did get one commission from the con though, from Anna Zhao. If you guys haven't checked her out yet, she's doing some awesome variant covers for Unnatural. She has a new one coming out in May, I believe, for issue number 9 of Unnatural. It's over at you can pre-order it at portcitycomics.com. So check that out if you guys are into it. Showed Pope some of the covers she did. She does great work.
They're nice. Very nice.
So she was, I texted her. I was in the George Perez line, and she was texting me. And she was stuck at the Unknown Comics booth doing sketches and selling books and stuff. And she was like, "Oh man, I was gonna bring something for Perez to get signed," and I had already gotten like 4 books signed plus.
you're like, I have this Infinity Gauntlet #1.
Yeah, Pope doesn't need this.
Like, it's all good, dude. If you would have done that, it would have been all right.
Of course, it'd have been all right, but I would never do that to you. But I had, well, I gotten a couple books signed for myself and you, and that was really all I had. And I wasn't any particular. The main thing I wanted to get signed was this cool Starfire cover, just because I like it, and I also got Marv Wolfman to sign it. Quite the contrast of creators, though. I will say, Marv Wolfman charges $5 a signature. George Perez was signing up to 25 items for free. 25.
Dude, that's what I have to say. Like, man, like, I think that's probably like the most coolest shit ever. Like, a legend like Perez, you would think, like, he could do it. He could charge like fucking $40 for a signature if he wanted to. Like,
yeah, he donated his time and the money that they paid him to be there. He donated it all to St. Jude's Hospital, man, and
like to do that, and on top of that, like every single he would sign up for 25 comic books for free. Like, that's insane. Like, I just like my brain can't even comprehend like somebody that big, like having that hard to go. I mean, he could be making bank, and I don't know, that just makes me respect him more and more, because like I see people with lesser talent than him like charging like $30 a pop. We all know what I'm talking about, because he mean mugs you every time you just walk by his goddamn booth.
So basically, I was Anna. She's like, "Yeah, I wish I would have brought something for Perez to sign." So I went over after I was done with the signing. I did Scotty Young, and then I went over to her booth and I gifted her Teen Titans Secret Origins or something another that I had signed, and I just gave it to her. I said, "Hey, it may not have been exactly what you were wanting to get signed by Mr. Perez, but this is my gift to you, since you at least can." Because I don't know how many more conventions he's going to do, during his retirement. So, needless to say, I had commissioned her to do a sketch for me, and I had paid for the pencils. And if you guys saw Instagram, you already seen what the sketch it is. So this is my book of anime girls that I'm planning to get. Sketches are just going to be anime related characters and what have you. So Akami from Akami Got Killed is she's my #1 anime girl. But so I paid her to do pencils, and I'm assuming because I gave her that George Perez book, she decided to go one up and do all the inks as well. So that was my lovely commission. Turned out extremely well. Only $40. I mean, that was just for pencils. She did the ink for free. I'm assuming because I'm a super swell guy. But really appreciate it. She did not have to do that, and it looks amazing. But yeah, that was the one commission. I do have another drawing in the book, another commission. There's another story behind that, so I don't want to waste all of Pope's time tonight talking about my C2E2 adventures.
Dude, you ain't wasting my time. It's awesome. I was about to tell you, like, keep going, man. Just tell us all about it.
Well, I'll tell you, this is an emotional story for me.
I have to say this though. Pope C just said, "Let's see who lasts longer: Perez on the end of the road or a kiss tour."
Or what?
The Kiss tour.
Oh, nice. um, so, I was posting some pictures from C2E2 on Facebook and stuff, and I got this message from an old boss of mine from like 18 years ago.
And he's like, "How come you haven't showed up for work?
Right? You're always at
I'm docking your pay, boy."
You're always at those funny book conventions. um. So, anyways, so I get this message from her, and she's like, "Hey, I saw your pictures of C2E2. My daughter has her first booth there. If you remember her." I was like, "Yeah, she was a little kid back then, but that's cool." I was like, "Well, what's the booth number?" And I'll go find her and check out her booth. And she was at the front of the con, like not in Artist Alley or anything like that. So I didn't know what kind of booth she had. Long story short, don't find her booth. I get directions from a girl to the booth number, which the booth number doesn't exist. So problem number one. So I messaged the girl's mom, said, "Hey, the booth number doesn't exist. Can you send me a picture of the booth or the name?" So she sends me a picture of the booth, and it was literally the girl who gave me directions to try and find her. It was her daughter's booth. And I was getting coffee for Jeremy Whitley, and the Starbucks line was crazy. So I was like, well, I'll just go over there Sunday. So I go back on Sunday to find the girl's booth, and I see she was doing commissions for like 15, $20 for her little sketches, little chibis and things like that. She's launching a Kickstarter for her first comic book and all that stuff. And I was like, cool, I was like, Pope and I have a show, maybe we can have you on or whatever. And I was like, if you don't mind doing a commission for my book, I'd love to get something drawn by you. So she's like, okay. So she gave me a couple of characters to choose from of her comic. So I chose the one with blades. So anyways, she texted me. She texted me when it was. She took about an hour or whatever. She texted me, and I get over there and I see there's a note inside the book, and the note says, "Thank you for getting me started down this path." And I'm like, what the heck does that even mean? Well, apparently, like when the kid was like 11 years old, I gifted her a how to draw a manga book, and that kickstarted her whole becoming an artist thing. And I was just like, wow, like you don't realize like the impact that you have on someone. It was really like crazy. And then her mom messages me, and she's just like, you probably don't remember when you gifted her that book, but it really changed her like life and put her down the path of being an artist. And now she's doing her thing. And I'm like, wow, I was like, it was super like touching. You just like, it's just crazy to think that something simple as a little gesture of gifting someone a how to draw a manga book would change someone's whole trajectory in life. So it was cool. What we got?
That is just fucked up. Like you're telling this heart sentimental story, and then here's Sunshine saying, "Hey, if you bring a cosplay chick, it's only cheating if you find out the real name." And then Pope C says like furries. It only the comes off.
I'm so glad that my touching story.
He had like a fucking like movie like to television like thing going on, and like the whole Hallmark Channel thing was happening, and I was like, oh damn, JP. I was like, you actually like influenced like this kid's life. They're gonna become the next Art Germ, and they're like, hey man. It's only cheating if you find out the real names. Good job, guys.
Anyways, before I get into the Tacoma, do you have anything that you got this week that you want to show off?
Yes. I mean, I have a lot of things for the con, but I guess we'll save that for later. But I do
break it out.
Because it was in a bag. I went ahead and opened it, but it's a box, and it says
I'm in a box.
It says a Pope pack, and it's from Pope C. So I'm going to take this knife and I'm going to carve it up really nice. Really nice like. This is me carving it really nice like. Let's see what it has in store for us. Ooh. So first off, thank you, Pope C. This is badass, man. Let me set this stuff away. Ugh. So I got Batman, The Long Halloween. It's a Dark Knight Halloween special April Fool's Day with the Riddler.
Oh, nice.
Very awesome, very awesome. I got Daredevil Born Again 230. I got Wolverine number 19 with a tiger shark appearance.
Huh.
Got Wolverine number 5. Got Scout. Ooh, nice jock cover. Jason Aaron. Very nice. Very nice. Holy shit. I got a stack of Fable. I'm assuming they're all Fable. Oh no, I was wrong. Hell yeah, we got some John Constantine. We got some Lucifer. A really badass cover. Like it. Got some DMZ.
It's a good series.
We got Northlanders. This is a pretty cool cover. Got The Last Man, issue 12. Got issue 13. Oh yeah. And I got Cleaner number 9. I absolutely love Cleaner. This is probably one of the most awesome, horrific books. If you guys ever get a chance to read it, you guys need to read Cleaner.
It's a great Jenny Frison cover, right?
Oh yeah, it's badass.
She was a peach.
He also got me Southern Bastards, number 6.
Some really good independent titles in there, bro.
Yeah, nothing hooked me up. Rock Candy Mountain. Oh, hell yeah. I'm glad he sent this because I've heard him talking a lot about it and I wanted to check it out, but he sent me Ghost Money number 1.
Oh, sweet.
I know in a lot of his videos he said this was a pretty badass story, and I was wanting to get a hold of it. Thanks, dude. That's the first thing I'm going to read when I get a chance to read anything. Got Lone Wolf and the Cub, number 19. Got some Bob Marley Tale of the Tough Gong. I don't think I've ever seen this before. That's pretty badass.
Oh,
And
sweet.
last but not least, you got me Preacher number 3. Very awesome. Very awesome. If I remember correctly, this is issue where Cassidy reveals that he's a vampire.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure that's what it is.
spoiler alert.
Come on, guys. Better be reading Preacher. You need to be reading it. But thanks a lot, Pope C. That's badass. This is definitely a damn Pope pack. It's grimy approved. So you're about to open up a Tacoma box?
Yeah, why don't we just pop on over there and looks like the box that he sent my package in was a box that you sent him a package in because it had your return address with a note that says Pope's secret identity.
That's bad.
Very, very clever, Mr. Tacoma Comics always is. There's a note here. I don't know if I'm supposed to read this aloud. Basically, it says, "Hey, thanks for all the shit you did for me at C2E2. These are a small token of my appreciation." So let's see what we got here. We got some insects signed by looks like Marguerite Bennett. Nice. Thank you so much. Oh shit, this is what I've been looking for.
That's
He
nice.
knows. He knows me well. You got this really cool Pretty Deadly number 6 cover. Oh, let me click on me so you guys can see it.
Yeah, just watch my reaction. Woo!
There's the Pretty Deadly number 6. That's a pretty cool cover right there.
That's the Valkyrie's special cover.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it says for the Valkyries. That's pretty dope. Not gonna lie. Digging it. Can you dig it? Matter of fact, I can dig it. Oh, what's this? Die number 1, perhaps?
He meant to send that to me.
It looks like it's signed by I'm assuming. Well, I know it's not Stephanie Hans because I got
He already gave you the Gara glare.
I'm assuming it's signed by Gillian, Kieran Gillian. You guys can see it there. Looks like a seizure with a marker. Oh, this is nice. This is die number 3 signed by well, I assume it's maybe it's Jen Bartel. I don't know. She did the cover. Also by Kieran Gillian. Well, that's pretty cool. Oh, I forgot. Remember when he did the live stream from the Half Price Bookstore? Got me those Spider Girl black covers I was looking for. Sweet. 77, 78. Lovely.
Those must have been the ones he hit up the city.
That's awesome. Not too bad condition either, considering the black cover. So, sweet giblets, man. Thank you so much. And that is that. So, mucho appreciato. So, thanks a lot, man. Thank you, Tacoma. I appreciate it. I did get a weird gift at C2E2 from a creator. But first, I'm going to show you this badass Mark Silvestri signed book. He signed it in paint, like red paint pen or orange. So it's pretty badass.
You mean blood?
Yes, specifically Rob Liefeld's blood was my request. So he went ahead and stabbed him in the neck for me. Well, anyways, I was talking to David Mack. If you guys ever had a chance to talk to David Mack, pretty nice guy. Seems like he works out a lot. But I was getting a book signed, cover number 1 by Michael. Him and well, he did the cover, and then it's from Brian Michael Bendis, the Jinx World kind of stuff he's got going on. But I guess they have these little giveaway books that has like a couple different issues. Issue 1 of these different titles in it: Oral and Cover and United States of Murder. Well, anyways, didn't even know he was going to do this, but he's like, "Hey, do you have this this preview book?" And he's like, "Well, you do now." And he opened it up and he signed the inside cover.
Sweet.
I was like, "There you go, man. Thanks for stopping by." I was like, "Well, that was pretty cool." And maybe he does it for everyone. I don't know, but I felt special in that moment, so that's all that matters.
That's all that matters.
That's pretty much as far as my haul for tonight. That's all I'm going to show. You saw the commissions. I did get one print from Kreese, Art. I got tons of books signed by Art Germ and whatnot. And I've secretly, I don't know if I've told you guys this or not, but I've secretly been working on my Kickstarter card collection.
Yeah.
Getting them signed by the artist. So I was able to really step up the game for this particular convention. So I got this lovely, Sora. Sora signed the Hell Witch card.
Nice.
Mike Chrome was there, and he signed this shiny little Lady Death card.
Every time I hear his last name, I think of Conan. I'm like, Crum.
Jamie Tyndall, he signed his Hell Witch card for me and the Lady Death card as well. Then, of course, Dawn Mateg was there, and she signed her Hell Witch card for me.
Dude, you got me a Hell Witch condom signed.
I should have been, yeah, because I can't remember who did the art for that, but I'm sure they were there.
Next time, just strap it on and tell them to sign it.
Colette Turner was there, so she signed her La Muerta card and the Lady Death card. It's pretty cool. And then, of course, the friend of the Comics and Cold Ones, Jen Broomall, was there, and she signed her 2 cards as well.
Very cool.
So yeah, the little card.
Dude, that's part of a Kickstarter collection you got over there.
Yeah, that's just I didn't bring any of the BDI ones and stuff. So, I misplaced one of my cards somewhere along this venture. I had the one for Jesse Weichman. He was a cool dude. He was at dinner with us. That was the other person that was at dinner with us. But yeah, that's. I got tons of more signatures, tons more stories, and things of that nature. But for tonight, I think that's pretty much where I would leave off on this adventure. So, show me some of the goods you got from Lexicon.
If you insist.
Here's that used condom. Mendoza.
Speaking of Mendoza.
Yeah, I have something. Remind me to tell you something too.
All right. Hey, bro. You need to tell me something.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm allowed to say it publicly or yet not, but yeah.
Okay, so the first stop I hit when I got to the con was Dan Mendoza, and he had the St. Patty's Day special. It's manga style, and it was specifically for the Lexicon. And these bad boys, like, I told him on Instagram to hold me a set back, but everything sold out. Yeah, so like his Riftgate covers were gone, and these were the only ones left. And he sold out while he was at the con, which is awesome. He also had a sketchbook that I picked up as well. Yeah, feast your eyes. Feast your eyes, guys. Yeah.
Those are nice.
JP, you also got one of these coming to
What?
you. And I picked up this Hell Witch Dan Mendoza cover.
Oh, nice. I have not seen that one. Dead ass, though.
I know, right? Right? Okay, and then let me find my creator's stash. So one of the other people that I met was David Finch. He was a really cool cat. First off, this is the print that I got off of him.
Oh, I love that death print.
Yeah, he had a lot of different. He had a Wolverine in Hell that I was really. I should have just bought both of them, but I just ended up getting this because Death is pretty awesome. But then I had him sign the new Avengers 11, which is that first appearance of Ronin.
Nice.
Had him sign Vampirella Strikes, issue 1.
Ooh.
And then I got him to sign a particular redhead for a particular person who likes redheads.
I don't know who that is. It's a pretty cover, though.
You don't know who that is?
I don't know who it is that likes redheads.
Oh, I was just like, well, I guess I don't know who I'm giving this to either. Oh, shit. And then I got this Psylocke number 1
Oh, nice.
signed by Finch.
So was he charging there?
I think it was like the first, like you'll sign the first 2 free, and then I think it's like 5 for any additional book.
So I take it that comic sketch art wasn't there representing?
Yeah, they were there.
They were there? That's weird. Must be different for every show, because... Anyways, doesn't matter. I was just curious. Just curious. So that's still pretty good that they signs a couple for free.
Oh yeah. I mean,
The one thing my experience with C2E2 is like damn near everyone's charging now. That's pretty crazy.
well, I mean, pretty much everybody was charging except like most of them were like they would sign the first couple for free, and then you got to pay like $5 or whatever for additional books. But I also got to I got to meet Mr. Zek, who is a really awesome gentleman.
Nice.
But I picked up. He had a deal going on, like with his. There's a Punisher variants for 1 and 2. So I went ahead, and I have to say, I think he has one of the most beautiful signatures.
I was just about to comment on that. Like, wow, what a signature.
And not just that, like he also like they do their own COA, and he fills out the COA, so you get his awesome signature like pretty much twice.
Yeah, nice.
And he fills them out. He fills out every COA, so it was pretty cool to kind of have that. So that was the cover of 1. This is cover 2. With that awesome signature. And then I got the Web of Spider-Man number 32 signed by Zek.
Oh, that was a nice cover too.
Yeah, this is like one of the besides this and the that Spider-Man Torment that that Todd McFarlane did. Like these were the first Spider-Man stories I ever read. Was the whole Craven hunt, which is ironic because Todd McFarlane had he started off with Calypso, uh, Torment, and Spider-Man with the whole Craven thing. And then another, I met Azarello. It was funny because I had him sign this book. But there was a him and there was a girl with him that they didn't even really remember this book. And Azarello was saying that he just remembered talking to Snyder saying that he didn't want to fuck up his story that he had going. And I think he said that I guess this is one of the only in that era of storytelling, this is one of the only ones that he I guess did.
Hmm.
Then obviously I had to go ahead and get the damn signed.
Right on the cock.
Right on it. So I got the first one signed and the second one signed.
Oh, I should have sent you my number 2 to get signed. That's a cool cover.
But then I was saying even obviously I don't give a shit about Batman, but
What's up,
I
bud?
think these covers are the shit, man.
Yeah, they are. Well, I can't wait till the third one comes out, though. I'm actually anticipating to finish that story arc, see how they go with it.
Yeah, it was kind of. I was kind of wanting to ask if he already had a special copy already ready, because the banner that he had behind him was for the third book. Um,
Oh, really? Hmm.
this is I gotta show this print. This is probably the weirdest signature I've ever gotten at a Comic Con. There was this, you have these main artists, and then you have like the way this place was set up in Lexington is you have your artist alley, but then they have they kind of set the unknowns over in little sections
Huh.
away. It's almost like they're trying to keep them away from the bigger names. But I was walking down there and I seen a guy. He had I saw some hockey jerseys behind him, and I was just obviously they were just shit that I've never seen before. And I was like, all right. I was like, this guy likes hockey. Let's see what he has. So he starts talking to me about his books. He has one book that he has already 4 comics out, and then I noticed that he has a one shot about hockey. And I'm looking at it, and I was like, "Oh, you like hockey, huh?" And he's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Who's your team?" And he's looking at me, and he was just like, "I'm from Michigan." I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "I'm a Detroit Red Wings fan." And he's like, "Oh, dude, you're gonna love this shit." So apparently, in this one-shot hockey comic book that he had, he had Darren McCarthy. Uh, he allowed him to create a hockey team to put in the book, and he apparently Darren picked the Barnaby Blazers, and so he has a print made of the Barnaby Blazers signed by Darren. So I thought this was I got a Detroit Red Wings signature on a random ass comic book.
That's pretty sweet, though.
The
A
Barnaby.
lumberjack hockey player smoking weed, man. You can't get better than that.
I know, right? He's like, you can make your team whatever, and he's just like, all right. He's like, I got you, I got you.
That's funny.
Oh man, oh yeah.
Well, it sounds like you had an epic, good time as well. You were just there for a day, though, right?
Yep. But I mean, I jumped in dollar bins and stuff, and I found some pretty cool stuff.
I can say that I did not dig through one single box of comics at the entire time at C2E2. Pretty sad, if you ask me. But lesson learned. But I did have some. Was it Friday morning? The first place I went to was Sanctum Comics. They had that Perillo exclusive that Escargo 80 was looking for, and I had my Comics and Cold One shirt on, and got there about 9:05, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll sell it to you early." I was like, "Oh, that helps me out a lot." And he's like, "Oh, by the way, our owner Shelly, she loves your show." And I'm like, I'm like, thanks. Like, it was like,
He was like, I know.
I was just like, oh, that's awesome, thank you. It's like, too bad it's not here right now or whatever, and would have loved to chat with you. I'm like, well, I'm gonna be here all weekend. I'll make sure I'll stop by. Then I got too busy, never got to. But that's besides the point. It was just one of those like really weird moments where, uh, you know, you never know who's watching your show, right? Um, and meeting was it what's the guy's name? John Torelli, is that how you say his name? The drummer of System of a Down.
Oh yeah.
Um, he also owns Torpedoes Comics, and
It's funny you say that because I was like bragging to everybody that I saw. I was like, my boy met the drummer from System of a Down. I was just like showed a picture. They're like, but you can meet him. I was like, fuck you.
I was talking to our germ, and I was looking at some stuff, helping people out, whatever, and I look over. He's like literally next to my left shoulder. I look up. I was like, "Oh shit!" I recognized him, right away. I was like, "Hey, John, you mind if I get a picture?" And he's like, "No, absolutely, man." So we got a quick little pic, and um, it was just one of those things. Like if you don't know music, you would never known who the.
You how to play drums.
You got any drumsticks? Oh, sorry. Yeah, John Dolman. That's how you say it. Yeah. Oh, freaking John Torelli. I don't know what the hell's wrong with me. But anyways, yeah. Um, uh, it was just really one of those moments where I was just like, only at C2E2 does shit like this happen. Like you just don't ever know who's waiting in your art germ line with you. He was trying to get some original art from the guy, so he did have a few commissions available to purchase there at the convention. They were $1,000.
Is that all?
That's it. That's it. Just 1,000 American dollars. Um, but yeah, he's super gracious, very tall. Like I was really surprised how tall Ardrum was or is. For that he's well over 6 feet tall. So I was like, oh, again, still the shortest guy here, even in the Asian community. So it was a great time. But all in all, man, no complaints from me as far as C2E2 goes. We'll definitely do things differently if I go back next year, which I think I like to plan on doing that again. I think that there's such an amazing amount of creators there that it'd be foolish not to do that convention if you're a fan of collecting signatures or just meeting artists or writers, and you know, uh, yeah, I mean the amount of vendors I can't even imagine. I didn't really get to go around that too much.
I'm going to try to go next year.
We should make a date of it. Try and do this all together. I've been to ECCCCCC. I would say for my experience, I love Seattle, but the convenience of Chicago and the accessibility of everything, I would probably pick Chicago over Seattle, to be honest, just based on how it kind of all worked out for me as far as easy to get to, hotel room, convenience was just right down the road, not even a mile. Um, what would I have done differently? Probably a lot less for others and a little more for me, if I'm being honest. I kind of overwhelmed myself with the amount of things that I was doing for other people. So um, that would be one thing for sure. Uh, you know, Dallas Fan Expo, I can tell you, David, I went there last year, and if it's set up the same as it was last year, Saturday is going to suck because it's so congested. Like for example, Chicago, it was busy, but you could still walk down the aisles. You know what I'm saying? Like you could get three wide people down an aisle in Chicago. In Dallas, you're just constantly shoulder to shoulder. Um, um, you know, that would be what I was just being honest. Like um, the lines that I found last year were all over the place and hard to navigate when you're like forgetting signatures and stuff. David Finch was there, for example, last year in Dallas, and it was just really hard to figure out where his line was. Getting in there. But yeah, I won't be doing the Dallas Fan Expo this year, even though I might swing over there for a moment if I can. Um, yeah, Friday will be fine and Sunday will be fine, but Saturday is rough for those bigger cities like that. But I know Kree's Art's going to be there, so make sure if you're into meeting up and coming artists, he's going to be on with Pope and I here down the road.
I hope so, man. After you started talking about it, I immediately looked up his stuff, and man, his shit is hot.
Oh, dude, he's doing a cover for Sora's Kickstarter. That was actually the tier that I selected was his cover. I want to jump on his stuff as soon as possible because he's doing some independent stuff right now. But he's already been picked up by Comic Sketch Art. That tells you they exclusively signed him after the two cons ago. He and I were talking about it, and he's a super chill dude. Young kid, super talented. Um, you know, but I'll definitely, one of those guys you want to catch on the way up before he gets blown up. If you're looking for original art, things of that nature, um, commissions, he's still affordable. He's not crazy rates or anything. So I would definitely encourage you to talk to him. Um, yeah, he was teaching me some Korean. Don't ask me to remember it because I don't think C2E2 was the time to learn Korean, but I was trying it with the the cosplay girl, Alana Waffles. We were dissing each other in Korean, so that was fun. Um, his name is Krees Lee, but he goes by Krees Art. It's Krees with three E's in the middle, so Creees. He's on Instagram. Like I said, he will be on with Pope and I here down the road for sure. He is committed to it. Possibly Ryan Kada, the writer of Infinite Dark, which Pope had gifted me shortly before C2E2. So he and I got to talk about that book, and I bought a. He had some $5 grab bags on his table, like they're wrapping Christmas paper, and you get like 5 comics for $5, right? But you don't know what you get. So I opened it up at the table, ended up getting a 2015 San Diego Comic-Con exclusive Virgin cover for one of his books. Pretty cool.
Nice.
He signed some books. He agreed that he would be interested in coming on and hanging out with us as well. But pretty cool guy. He's on Twitter. Jeremy Whitley, I think, will be on with us. Oh, one quick thing before we sign off tonight. If Tacoma is still watching, I hope he is. So Tacoma has sent me some books for Rob Gilroy to sign. Guy from Chew, from Farmhand, and some other titles he's done.
Go ahead and keep talking, but I'm just going to show books that Tacoma sent me.
Oh yeah, that's fine. Let me. Oh, you already highlighted. So. Yeah, Kreese is amazing. So, anyways, so Tacoma sent me some Rob Gilroy books to sign, and one of them was, I think it was a Chew #1, like, I don't know if it was a second printing or third printing or whatever it was. Was there anyone that the one person that two people I wanted to see that weren't at C2E2 was Mirka Andolfo and Warren Lau. Both of them could not get visas to attend ECCC or C2E2, so that was a little disappointing. The saddest thing about Arthur Adams was there. Arthur Adams Arthur Adams was there, but his wife had an aneurysm Friday or Thursday night, so he spent the whole con in the hospital with her, and she's doing okay, but she has to stay in the hospital for 2 weeks in Chicago. So nice. That die book is the talk of C2E2, man.
Dude, it's the greatest fucking story ever.
Everyone's good. Okay, so yeah, Tacoma, that chew #1 that you sent to get signed, right? And Rob did not want to sign the book, man. He literally is like, "Are you sure you want me to sign this book?" And I'm like, "Look, man, it's for my friend Tacoma. He sent it in here for you to sign. So I need you to sign it." And he's like, "All right, but I just what this is." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's my friend's book, chew #1. I get it." So he signed it, but reluctantly. It was just kind of weird that for a creator to be mindful, I guess, of the value of that book. I don't know, but what's that? MK9.
It's another die. But this is the greatest. This is the greatest thing. I got Sex Criminals #1 signed by Fraction and Chip. But check it out.
That's nice. Pope Grimy. I tried to get Chip on our show once.
I know. I remember you telling me because I was like, you're like, who do you think we should get on there? I said, man, let's try to do Fractions. And you're like, I was like, maybe Chip, and you're like, nah. He said that like we weren't his thing. But next time you talk to him, be like, hey man, you said that you loved Pope G.
Exactly.
I wonder if he sold him on the shark tits. He's like, I'm not gonna say love Chip, and he's like, man, but he loves shark tits. He's like, all right.
Oh, you're welcome, Tacoma. He did sign it for you, brother. He did sign it. The only thing that was kind of was a weird thing was Eve Ewing. If you guys know Dr. Eve Ewing, the writer of Ironheart, lovely lady, by the way. Super nice, super friendly, super. She cosplayed at her signing.
Awesome.
You see the picture I posted on Instagram with her? She's like cosplayed as like I don't know, some kind of critter. But,
yeah.
Anyways, GPAP asked a question. Yes. Sorry, Pope, that question was for you as well. Was there anyone not there that you wanted to see? Like for me, it was Art Adams, Mirka Andolfo, and Warren Lau.
First off, we went to different cons. Like I went to Lexington Con. No, I mean everybody that was there, I wanted to see as comic book artist wise. I mean everybody showed up that was supposed to be there. But there was a few celebrities that I wanted to see. I wanted to see Ruth Colleen, who plays Crowley's mother in Supernatural. But her line, or she didn't have a long line. I just never saw her. Like her at her booth, she wasn't never there. And Ryan Hurst, like if he wasn't at his table, then there was like a fucking line that was like 10 miles long, and I was just like, no, it's just not worth it to me. And I was thinking about seeing Val Kilmer, but like when I see shit like $80 for a signature, I'm like, nah, like it ain't worth it. But I ran into a student like one of my older students, she was there at the con, and she actually went and saw Val Kilmer, and she said that like he's in bad shape. Like
Helpful.
apparently he was the only one that was like behind the curtain, and she said like the whole time she like was talking to him that he would just kind of like nod and make very small like agreeable noises. Well, I mean the reason why is that she thinks that he had like a what is it, a trichotomy,
Oh,
and so like he couldn't really talk that well. So
then I probably shouldn't laugh.
well then I felt like an asshole because I was like I ain't giving him $80.
I ain't paying your doctor bills.
Yeah, yeah, it's like
Sons of a bitch.
I'm just kidding.
What's up, who dat?
Who that? Who that?
Oh, I think for me, I gotta head to work. So unless you got something else really quick, we'll wrap it up here and head on to next week.
Now let's just wrap it up because I mean everything else is just like huge ass stacks of books.
Yeah, and next week, tune back in. We'll have Sora Sung with us to talk about her Kickstarter and the amazing success it's already had. So can't wait to visit with her, and hopefully she doesn't spill any beans on my C2E2 drunkenness stories.
I hope
So
she does. I hope she does.
we do have All About Comics auction next Wednesday, so 8 p.m. Central. Look forward to that. I see that some Tacoma's already posting pictures on Instagram, so check that out. Monday morning, I should be live with Sunshine Collects Things around 10 or 11-ish. We're not really sure yet. We'll figure that out. But otherwise, I hope everyone has a safe week, and cheers to beers. Diet Dr. Pepper. You guys have a safe night. Yeah, it's already the weekend's upon us, so enjoy the weekend. Drink responsibly, ish. You guys take care. Bye bye.